So one of the things that we're trying to convey through our food at Comedor restaurant is Mexican food is more than just tacos. It's more than just tamales. It's more than, you know, tostadas. It's about the technique. It's about the history. It's about the ingredients and the flavors. And, you know, you could have 3 ingredients on a plate and have it taste like there's 100 or, you know, 10 different steps to get there. My name is Gabe Erales. I'm the executive chef of Comedor restaurant. I grew up in El Paso, Texas, and my association with Comedor restaurant began with you know, an idea to work with Chef Philip Spear on a new Mexican restaurant in the heart of downtown Austin, and it's going to allow us to have a platform to paint a new type of cuisine for Austin with relation to Mexican food. There's a lot of Mexican food going on right now, but I think the concept that we're doing here is going to be really unique and different in the respect that we're using a lot of indigenous Mexican ingredients. Comedor restaurant is going to be a unique destination because it's a total experience. The building is designed by a world-renowned designer named Kundig out of Seattle. So, you know, giving him the inspiration of having a feeling to be in Mexico City or a different part of Mexico, and essentially giving our guests a chance to come in and be transported to a different part of Mexico, and in the same token, taste different regions of Mexico in this space. It's the first building that's been built from the ground up in downtown Austin for a restaurant that's not mixed use in almost 20 years. So it's a really special place. The identity of Comedor was founded by our owner, William Ball. They took a trip to Mexico and were just awakened and heightened by the experience of eating in places like Quintonil, Pujol, and even the street food, and opened their eyes to this experience, this realism of flavors and authenticity of people cooking from the heart. And, you know, identifying with that lack of market in Austin and bringing that type of, you know, that vibe in downtown so that people can come in and feel transported to a new destination when they come in to eat. You know, it's much different when you go out and get a plate of tacos versus, you know, going in and sitting somewhere where you feel like you're in another country or another city. My personal style for, you know, menu design is always going with an organic approach, and, you know, not manipulating ingredients too much so that you can still see what they stand for. You can identify with them, and you can, for example, if you're cooking a carrot, you know, you can eat a carrot with maybe just one sauce or one seasoning and walk away from that experience thinking, shit, that was the best carrot I ever eaten. You know, it wasn't fried, it wasn't that, you know, it manipulated as minimal as possible, but still, you know, complemented with other basic ingredients. So I think simplicity speaks a lot, and I think also that's kind of reflected in just the design of the restaurant here. You know, a few elements, you have wood, you have leather, and you have steel everywhere. My favorite dish on the menu right now is just a simple fish with a mole verde, because again, it goes back to me explaining that, you know, so much can be said about the use of ingredients and techniques in what appears to be something very simple at the surface. You know, we have a simply seared fillet of fish and a mole verde, but the technique and the flavors that go into making that mole verde are so technical and such depth that when you eat it, you know, it feels like there was so much more done to it. In terms of cooking and being a chef in Mexican cuisine is the, you know, the vast array of different regions and ingredients and preparations that exist out there, and, you know, the small window that the U.S. has seen them, you know. And that's really one other thing that we're trying to do here with the cuisine is open, you know, Austin's eyes to things that they've never seen. And when I'm looking at new dishes and collaborating with, you know, the rest of the chefs, is we take our experiences from visiting Mexico when, you know, we hit these little pockets in towns and places like Villahermosa, Tabasco, and something we taste that, you know, in my mind, I don't think 90% of the population has ever seen or tasted. There's a lot of rich tradition and technique that has evolved over, you know, thousands of years throughout Mexico in different regions. And sometimes those techniques have different names, but they're the same thing in different parts of Mexico. But that's the beauty of it, is everybody has their own version, you know. Anything can be a mole, everyone has their own mole. I was recently in Oaxaca and I had, you know, 3 versions of chichilo negro with, you know, a third of the ingredients each time. And one time it took 1 hour, the other time it took 6 hours. So all of them tasted amazing, and it's just how each person puts their touch on it, and what that means to them, how that evolved through their family, through their community. And that's what I like to share is the things that have impacted me in my life in terms of my cooking, my family, where my family came from in Mexico.
Esto es el pescado con mole verde de Noruega. Bien provecho.